let's jump to the other side because Lane Kiffin, the beatdown from Alabama does not seem to be affecting a sense of humor at all. Let's just start right off the bat with this one. He was asked about the popcorn comment, of course, and he's still joking about it there in Oxford.
And I actually said to Levy, I got in the headset, I just said something really stupid. You better score a lot of points. So, and I didn't realize it was the last question either. They were calling for kickoff return. I think there was 30 seconds on the clock, and the refs were calling for. So I literally didn't know there was another question. And when I found out afterwards, that looked rude, which it did, I contacted Jamie to make sure she knew that was not on purpose. So to apologize for that. That was not done on purpose at all. Looked like it, though. I saw it.
Coach, how do you balance?
And then I said at halftime to Levy, I go, it looks like we didn't plug the microwave in, buddy.
All right, so I appreciate the fact, I threw this out there, and, man, you should see the comments. Half are, I love this guy. The other half are, what a joke this loser is. We hate him. And it's just the latest evidence of how divided everybody is on their takes. But I thought it was fantastic. I mean, what else can you do when you kind of make an ass of yourself? You got to laugh at yourself because that's basically the only way to move on from it. But rest assured, I don't think that it was a case here where Alabama just showed everybody, well, here's how you stop Ole Miss. Because I know I was doubting them all week, but you know what Alabama's got that hardly anybody else has got outside of maybe Georgia is a 5-star at every position and a 5-star backing them up. So they make it look easy. Maybe they did give the blueprint to Arkansas. I know Arkansas's got a hell of a defense, but it takes a lot to slow down this offense. And I really do think that Lane Kiffin and company, they are going to have something worked up for these Arkansas Razorbacks after last season. And hell, he says even they adopted Arkansas's defense to an extent, which is something we kind of hit on the last episode as well. And so they're studying how to attack that if they're practicing basically against a similar look on their own team. So Ole Miss is going to come prepared for this matchup, and I certainly think that Alabama game meant the world to them. But I think if you were being honest with them, I bet you this Arkansas game was probably number 2 on their list of games they most want this season, heading into the season, exiting camp, is them Arkansas Razorbacks who've been talking trash for 12 months, and they've earned the right to do so. But this is an opportunity here for Ole Miss and Matt Corral to get back on the Heisman track. And again, I know they're in a hole because they lost to Alabama, but they still got 7 SEC games to go, and there is a lot on the line for Ole Miss, and this is an opportunity for the offense to get back on track. If this is the offense that shows up prior to Alabama, Arkansas is going to be in some real trouble, and that is something that Lane Kiffin talks about as well on his team and their ability to rebound this week as they prepare for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Where you see the keys to that being going into Saturday?
Well, this is the SEC and the SEC West. You go play the number 1 team. Now you come home to, a top 15 team that, obviously, struggled last week against, I think, what it appears during the bye of watching people and stuff like that. You got 2 super elite teams this year, with great players, both sides, but especially defense. And then it seems like there's kind of a drop-off. So, gauging them in that game, everyone has struggled. Georgia's got great players and exposes people. So prior to that, they were playing extremely well. They run the ball really well. They don't give up explosive plays. I think they're second in the country in pass defense. So this is a scheme we struggled with a year ago. We basically switched to it pretty much on our defense because it's really good, and they do a great job.
When you've got a game like this one coming up where both teams are coming off of pretty big losses, does anything change feeling-wise when it's just 2 teams that are trying to rectify last week? Does that affect anything at all?
No, obviously not in preparation, maybe on the outside, because both teams struggled a week ago versus the 2 best teams in the country. but still a matchup of top 20 teams, that have come a long ways, in 2 years, especially them. This was a team that, 2 years ago struggled to play any game close. I remember, losing by a couple scores to North Texas. So Sam has done an unbelievable job.
The Arkansas game last year was a tough one for Matt, but it seemed like it was kind of a pivotal moment for him. How did he sort of handle everything during that game, and how did he kind of handle everything that came afterward?
Well, I think that game taught him a lot. I think it helped a little bit in this one. When this game wasn't going really well, he forced one, but outside of that, he really, scrambled back and got 2 yards. It doesn't look pretty, but the sack caused fumble. But outside of that, there's obviously a big difference. He threw no interceptions versus 6. So, I think he learned from it and will be tested this week because I wouldn't think they'd change.